So I'm just driving home and thinking about life and problems and the challenges that we all have, and just sort of thinking to myself, obviously from my own lens, how incredibly difficult life is. Let's just take the 45 to 55-year-old group. And all of you, I know you have. You don't have to, you can just raise your hand in your truck or in your office or wherever you listen to this crap. You have been fucked by life. And yet you are still pounding it out and making it happen and putting the pieces together and just, trying to make life better for you and your family. And the people that are under that 45, between 20 and 45, with your hopes and your dreams, and you're full of piss and vinegar, and you're going to conquer the world. I'm not here to dissuade anything, but life is going to fuck you. Like, it's just going to come for you. The life is the great, this is crass, and I don't know how else to put it. Life is the great motherfucker. Like, it just, whatever your propensities are, whatever your strengths and weaknesses are, life is just going to reach out, reach into your soul, and find out what those are, and pull on those, and break stuff inside. And you are going to have to fix it, because life is just going to break it and walk away like some angry toddler. And what I was thinking about specifically, so I pull up to my barn, is, for me, the interesting thing for me is that my problems and challenges and hurdles and obstacles and just things that make me sad and mad are so acutely almost designed to strengthen the things I'm weak at. And I suspect if you sort of look at your own, like, we all have problems, there's no doubt about it. But those problems are so diverse. And there's 1,000 ways that you can be tripped up. And we are all unique, and we all have our different strengths and weaknesses. But the problems you have, I suspect, if you looked at it carefully, are uniquely designed for you, so that you can become better and more engaged. And I think, I'm not trying to put some weird religious bent on this, but I think the purpose of your life and my life is to become better people, and do everything that we can, everything within our power, not to become bitter people. You've heard that saying. What do those problems do? They make you better or bitter? And it's kind of like the stages of grief that I talked about the other day. Certainly they make us bitter to start with, but then we have the opportunity to make them better. I think we're here to prove ourselves to ourselves that we are equal to anything. The potential that we have is just unlimited. And the only people that cap it are ourselves. And the great balance of life is that the problems are unlimited. And so they are equally matched in this weird sort of yin-yang thing of, how do I become better? And there's never-ending problems, and you never really figure it all out. and you're just out there slinging it, trying to do the very best that you can. I think it's an interesting, uh, poetic uh, way to look at everything. I do think, from my little catbird seat of my own life, is that my problems are so uniquely mine that they, I don't know how to say it, have been given to me to say, here, man, here's a whole pile of shit. Fix it. Here is just a tightly crazy knot. Frickin' undo it. That's your mission. And I suspect you all have the same sort of things going on in your lives. Just a knot, just a pile of shit. But that stuff is yours. And I think if you look at it properly, you can see that it's uniquely yours. That it pulls out the things that you need to work on, the things that you need to be empathetic for, the things that you need to strengthen. I don't know. Uh, I said it way back. You know, the trade really has not had a setback, as far as I can tell, in like 15 years or so. And so, you know, even though there's lots of problems in the trades generally, if you are a skilled tradesman at right this moment, you know, the world's kind of your oyster. Um, I don't know if that's going to last forever. I have no idea. But, you know, as I've learned in my own life, there's ups and downs and all sorts of stuff. And it'll be interesting to see what the, you know, crop of tradesmen that are sort of 15, 20 years behind me, how they handle, you know, some setbacks, some significant ones. I do remember being about 35 years old, 20 years ago, um, and thinking, I have done everything. I've done everything. I have conquered problems I never thought I'd be able to, blah, 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 blah. And was sort of, you know, touting myself as pretty freaking awesome. Businesses were going really well, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the details are unimportant. My attitude was, I got this. I freaking got this. And within 18 months of me saying that, like my entire world melted. Like melted. And just I've spent sort of 20 years rebuilding it. It's just an incredibly strange journey. And as I look back at those 20 years of struggle and effort, just so much effort, and just the craziest stories that aren't even fit for the internet. Like I've can't even say it. I've literally had conversations with contract killers. They're very nice people, you know, face to face. If they're not being paid to kill you, I mean, I know all sorts of crazy people, and that's sort of what I pulled away from all of it. They all have problems. They all struggle. They're all trying to do the best they can for their families, for their friends, for their loved ones, and they've just all found different ways to try and make those ends meet. Not all of them I agree with, but I you know, as you know, I try and keep these around 10 minutes, but I do think that if you sort of look at your problems as uniquely yours, whatever they are, big, small, massive, catastrophic, you know, rocks in your shoe, whatever they are, that if you take them from that angle and know that you have the internally the workings to work those out, to flush those out, and to make yourself a better person, I think that's what matters. And I'm here to tell you that that's what I believe. I believe that your problems are your problems, and I believe that you have the solutions to those problems. And it does. It absolutely takes massive effort and concentration and just fierceness to meet those challenges and be better than those challenges. And as I said, whatever, to be the victor in your life, to be the hero in your life. And I think that can happen for everybody. And that's not boastful or prideful or anything, but it just gives me such a euphoric feeling. And I'm listen, the battle continues today. But I will admit, the problems aren't ginormous or gigantic or gargantuan anymore. I do feel they're manageable. That doesn't mean they'll always be that way. I suspect something else is coming down the pipe, and that's just how that always works. But I want to wish you the very best of luck in your struggles, and I hope you're equal to them. And I know you can be equal to them if you face them boldly, with courage, and just tackle those things, man. It ain't easy. It takes years, but it's worth the effort. It's totally worth the effort. Anyway, have an excellent evening. My thoughts, not yours. I'm out.